What's up, everybody? Welcome to Fantasy Sports Now. Today, we're going to start a new little series for the season, Closer Report. This is where we're going to go over all the closers for fantasy purposes. We're going to look at battles. We're going to look at who's winning jobs. And especially in this first week, it's really important to keep up with it because seasons can be won in this first week. If you can get a good closer right out of the bat, if somebody goes down and you can grab that value, then it's going to go a long way towards you winning your fantasy league. And a lot of that can happen in the first couple of weeks. A lot of it's already happened. So if you haven't caught up with that, then you need to. And this will be a good start. But I'm going to start trying to do these probably every Thursday. So if you guys want to hit the sub and follow along, I'm going to be doing content for baseball for the entire season here. But I'm a man of the content, and so I like to jump right in and not waste your time with long intros and all that fun stuff. So jumping right into it, these are two guys that really need to be owned. The first one in almost every league, honestly. At this point, I think that if Jordan Romano is not owned in your league, yes, it looked like it was about 50% when I last checked today. He really needs to be owned in every single league at this point. Think about Kirby Yates and how good he was supposed to be. Well, this guy is supposedly got a better arm. Like, he is dominating right now, and it sounds like he's for sure going to end up getting the closer spot. I think a lot of people were worried that he might not, but it sounds like this is going to go his way, and it sounds like he is going to earn the spot. So I think that you guys need to grab him. Even if you have two guys that you trust right now, it might be worth a stash, especially in deeper leagues. If you have not picked him up and he's on the waiver wire in deeper leagues, you need to get him now. Hector Neris is along those lines, but I would say that you target him in much deeper leagues. It came out today, and here's the proof, really, that says that Girardi is going with him as closer over Archie Bradley. So that's big news because during our drafts, we were taking them both, not knowing who might close. Maybe they'll both get opportunities. They both kind of went down in the ranks because of this, but now it sounds like for sure Neris is going to get that job. So he's playing for the Phillies. The Phillies are going to win a lot of games. They're going to have a lot of close games too. So if you need saves and you're in even not that deep of a league, look for Neris. Look for him. Add him today before the week starts because he's going to be getting that spot over Bradley. Next, I want to look at some streaming options for week one, the first week of the season. It's a pretty long week. The first two up here are a little bit of flyers. These are probably for seriously deep leagues. I can't even talk. Adam Ottavino. Yeah, sorry. He is pitching for Boston here. Matt Barnes had COVID, and it sounds like it was an asymptomatic false positive kind of test, and they don't really know what's going on with him, but he hasn't been playing, so it sounds like Ottavino is going to, there we go, hey, yay! Ottavino is going to get that spot probably for at least a few days, maybe even the first week, so it's something to keep an eye on. If you're in a crazy deep league and you're desperate, this might be an option for you. Chad Green, this is also a very, very desperate option, but if this is one where you can transact every day, Chad Green's going to play while Chapman is suspended for his 2 games. So in a very deep league, it might be worth looking at for a couple of days. The real one in this list, though, is the Nick Whitgren. Now, I'm not even sure I'm saying his name right. It sounds right. But it sounds like, and you can see it up above, it sounds like not only are they going to go with a closer by committee, but it might go to Whitgren, the closing spot. So Karinchak might not actually be the closer. People are taking Karinchak as like a closer number 8. But if Whitgren here really is going to slide in there and take that spot, look out, guys, because you could add him right now in just about every single league. So really got to keep an eye out for this, because if that's true, you're getting 8 overall talent at that spot. So we got to watch that this week. When I said that you can win leagues potentially by what you do in the first week, this is the kind of thing I'm talking about. If Karinchak is out and Whitgren is in, he needs to be on your team and not somebody else's. Kind of along those lines, these are some of the battles that we need to watch out for going into this week. We have Jordan Hicks and Gallegos are battling it out for a spot. I think it's most likely going to be a committee for longer than a week. But keep an eye to see if any of these guys start to kind of come out of the woodwork a little bit, because if Jordan Hicks is really throwing 100 and is dominating, then he might be somebody that we want to add, because Galagos might go away. So it's something to keep an eye on. Another battle is the Palmaraz, Pagan, and Melancon. Spelled it wrong. Wow, great. But so this is another one. Palmeranz kind of had the job, then he got hurt, and then he kind of is in the air. They thought that Pagan is going to take it, but now Palmeranz is back. So this is something to keep an eye on. If we watch the first week and Palmeranz has the job, then it might be something that we need to pick up on, because right now he's not owned in most leagues, and it's because they're afraid that people are going to leech off these closing spots. So if he doesn't end up in a committee, then it's worth a pickup. Taylor Rogers and Colome, it sounds like they are actually going to be a co-closer. Both of them are owned in most leagues. Colome seems to be owned less, but it's very possible that one of the two actually ends up taking that spot. So it's something we got to keep an eye on. Again, keep your eye on these, and if it starts to feel like it does one of these, we need to jump on these guys. Diego Castillo and Peter Fairbanks. I actually heard that Fairbanks is going to be the closer, even though the consensus is that Castillo is going to close. So I don't think it's going to be as one-sided as it sounds. Obviously, Nick Anderson got hurt, and he's going to be out for a while, all-star break or potentially the season. So that leaves Castillo and Fairbanks, and from what I've been reading, Fairbanks probably or could be the guy. So again, this isn't one to jump on like Romano or Neris or Whitgren. This is one that we need to watch, because if Fairbanks does start taking that role, then he could be as good as a Whitgren or a Romero, and it's one of those things that we need, or Romano, sorry, and we got to keep our eye on that. So that's what I'm looking for this week, and I'll update you next week. Let me know what you think, if we should keep doing these. I'm going to keep doing them for a while because there's so many battles going on right now, and we'll see you next time.